The CIA has crossed the line with its spying antics. That's the message from Russia's Federal Security Service, commenting on the recent scandal involving an American agent. And RT's Alexei Rashevsky is joining me now live to explain the implications of this. Hi there, Alexei. Over to you.
Yes, Yulia. Today I've managed to travel to the FSB headquarters in Moscow to get some more information on the recent spy scandal with the third secretary of U.S. Embassy in Moscow. And indeed, they told me that Ryan Fogel it was known that Ryan Fogel was a CIA agent from the very first day he was in Moscow. But the most important information here is that this case was not a one-off. Indeed, and over the last 2 years, there have been 4 cases of CIA agents trying to recruit FSB officers and officers of other law enforcement agencies here in Moscow. But the one case the FSB officials wanted to draw the attention on was the story of Benjamin Dillon, also the third secretary of U.S. Embassy, who also, just like Ryan Fogel, tried to recruit an employee of the governmental anti-terrorist commission. And we have acquired a telephone conversation between Benjamin Dillon and the person. Let's listen to this conversation.
Это друг вам перезвонит, помните меня?
Смотря кто это.
Это друг. Я вам звонил немножко более месяца назад.
Вы насчет работы?
Да, правильно. Вы обдумали, какой будет ваш ответ?
У меня к вам целый список вопросов, на самом деле, от которых ответ принципиально зависит.
Есть у меня много для вас сегодня, если бы мы встретимся. У меня свой список вопросов, и тоже у меня есть такие деньги.
FSB officials particularly pointed out the striking resemblance between the two stories of Benjamin Dillon and Ryan Fogel, that they both used the same tactics, phone calls, offering money. Maybe the only difference was that Benjamin Dillon wasn't carrying a wig on him like Ryan Fogel did, but definitely this shows the same tactics used by CIA agents in Moscow, and probably having the same consequences, because we know that Ryan Fogel is due to be extradited, deported from Moscow, just as it happened to Benjamin Dillon in January 2013.
Alexei, and what message is Russia trying to send there?
Well, the message is quite clear. The fact that the Benjamin Dillon story was not made public back then in January, the FSB explains it, that they tried to send out a message of warning to the colleagues in the CIA that such things cannot be tolerated, especially considering that the FSB and the CIA have a very strong cooperation on fighting terrorism. But this time, with this story of Ryan Fogel, the CIA have crossed the line and clearly neglected the warning coming from the FSB. I spoke to one of the FSB officials, and here's how he explained the current state of affairs.
We were particularly outraged with the actions of the American spy Dylan Benjamin. He tried to convince an employee of the Russian National Counter-Terror Committee to hand over classified documents of this department to the CIA. Like Mr. Fogel, he was also deported from Russia. We hoped the CIA would learn their lesson and something like that would never happen again, so we decided not to release the information about Dillon to the public. But apparently they didn't learn that lesson. In Fogel's case, the CIA crossed a red line, so we had to react according to official instructions.
Well, there have been no comments on this latest twist from the US officials, but the FSB told me that they will inform us if anything coming from the CIA will happen anytime soon.